Hi guys, welcome to this extra feature from Magical Academy Secrets and Riddles. Today I'm going to teach you how to turn an old book into a secret compartment. Ooh. So what you're going to need is a book that you don't plan on reading anymore, and some glue, some tape, some paint, some quite sharp scissors, a sponge brush or a bristle brush, depending on what you like to use for painting, a pencil, a marker, and a piece of cardboard. So to start, you are going to take your book and remove all of the pages. So depending on how old the book is, you might just be able to pull the pages out. Most books are bound with glue, and as books get older, the glue kind of rots, and so you can just pull the pages out. If the pages seem kind of stuck, you can use a pair of scissors, or if you're not comfortable with scissors, you can ask an adult or older sibling to help you take the pages out of the book. This is why you want to make sure it's a book that you don't really plan on reading again, because it's not going to work as a book anymore. It's going to work as a secret compartment. So pro tip, books that have more pages in them are usually better to use for this kind of project, because the wider they are, the more stuff you'll be able to hold inside of your book. So take out the pages whatever way you need to, but you don't throw the pages away. You're going to use the pages to trace, because once your book is empty of pages, it's just going to kind of be a sad cover. And you need to build that back up, but have it be hollow inside so you can put things inside your book. So you're going to need 3 sides for your book. 1 for the top, 1 for the bottom, and 1 for this long edge. So I already cut out my top and my bottom, but I'll show you what I did. I took my cardboard, I just propped the book up like this so it was standing up on the cardboard, and then I used my pencil and I just traced around the bottom edge and around the top, and I left one edge pressed right up against the edge of the cardboard, so I didn't need to cut that area. Even though cardboard, you can cut it with scissors, it can be kind of tough, especially if your scissors are a little dull, and so I tried to always line up my book with one straight edge of the cardboard so that I always had a straight edge to lay down against my book cover. So I traced out 2 edges for the top and the bottom, and this is what it looked like when it was done. And I'm tracing out my spine edge. So you take the spine of the book, put it right down on top of the cardboard. Again, I'm putting it right up against the edge of the cardboard so I have a nice straight edge. And then I'm just going to trace nice big rectangle using the edge of the pages as a guide. And then I'm going to use my scissors to cut into my cardboard. Now for me, I always cut a little bit bigger than I think I'm going to need, because I can always trim it down, but if it's too small, it's really hard to add extra cardboard back on top. So I always cut a little bit bigger than I think I'm going to need it to be, because I'd rather take off the cardboard than add the cardboard back on. So once you have your 3 pieces of cardboard, you're going to attach them to the back cover of your book. So I already did one. I did it with tape, so I didn't have to wait for it to dry, but you can do this with a glue gun or super glue. I wouldn't do it with Elmer's glue. You could, but you'd have to prop it up and it takes a long time to dry. Doing it with tape is fast, and doing it with a glue gun is also fast. But again, just like with the fairy house, if you're using a glue gun, you're going to want to get an adult to help you, because the glue that comes out of a glue gun is very, very hot and it can burn you. So I'm just going to use a pair of scissors to help cut my tape, and then glue, and then tape my edges down. So there we go. I have my piece of tape, and I'm just going to snip into the tape, and hopefully this will tear neatly into, neatly. Yeah, basically, that basically worked. And then I'm just going to put the tape up against the cardboard, leaving half of it free, and then I'm going to attach the free half to the book, lining it up with the edge. This part can be tricky, and this is where it can be nice to do this with somebody else. Now, of course, if you're asking for help with this project, you need to find someone trustworthy, because this is a secret compartment box, and you want to make sure that you can put all of your secrets inside, and that only trustworthy people can know where you keep all your secret stuff. So I'm using clear tape because if I have to fold the tape down over the edge, if it's clear, you can't see it as well. And so it looks nice and neat. So I've got my side, I've got my top, and I'm just going to glue my bottom piece down there. So it doesn't look like much now, and that's kind of the point. If you get a book with a really boring cover, so like if you're using your mom or dad or big brothers or sisters books, old books for this, they might have books that they haven't looked at in years that maybe they got for like high school or college that they never donated and just want to get rid of. And those are great because those have lots of pages inside, textbooks do. So you'll be able to hide lots of secrets in there. But again, just remember that you won't be able to read this book when you're done. It'll no longer be a book. It'll be a hidden compartment. So make sure it's a book that you don't want to read again, and make sure it's a book that you have permission to use. If it's a textbook that your big brother or sister needs for school, that's not the kind of book that you want to do this project with. You want to do it with an old book and a kind of boring book so that nobody takes it off your shelf and discovers your secrets. So once all of your edges are in place, I like to add just a little bit of tape to the edges just to help them stay together. They can want to flatten out a little bit, but adding a little bit of tape on the inside and the outside of the corners can help you to secure your book. I don't know if I can do this at an angle you'll be able to see, but I'm just taping right around the corners so everything gets stuck together. I have one that I already am basically finished with, so I'll just show you how I finished it up. So this one I taped the corners and the top and sides together. I painted it white because even though this will work as a compartment, it's kind of obvious that I did something to it. But if you paint the cardboard white, and then I went back in with a marker on the top, and I'll show you what I did. I added in a couple of lines just to make it look like these are still pages. So they don't have to be super, super neat. Book pages aren't always super, super neat. So just go in with the marker and draw in some pages to camouflage your special secret compartment even more. So you can do that on the top, on the sides, and on the bottom once you have painted your sides of your secret compartment book. And then I did one last thing. This step is optional. You don't have to do it. It'll still work as long as your book has 4 sides and they're all secured together so that you can fit stuff inside. You don't need to do this step. I found some pretty paper that looks like ostrich feathers, or peacock feathers, sorry, peacock feathers. And I just glued those down to the inside of the book. I just got a little bit of regular Elmer's glue, squirted it all over, used my trusty sponge brush to paint it down in a nice thin layer, and then I laid the paper over it. And so that's what your finished product will look like. I'm just going to go over those last steps one more time in case anybody needs them again. Once you have all of your corners attached together and your book compartment is quite stable, you're going to get your glue, or you're going to get your paint, excuse me, and paint white onto your cardboard, just so you can disguise the fact that the book no longer has any pages, that it has cardboard instead. It might take a couple of coats of paint for this to stick, but that's okay. As long as you're patient and let everything dry in between coats, it should look pretty good when you're done. And then once you've painted everything, once you've made the cardboard look like pages again, you can add some colorful paper to the inside of your book to give your special treasures somewhere pretty to rest. And then at the end of the day, you just put your book on your bookshelf and people will never know that this is actually a secret compartment. So I'm going to add some treasures to mine, I think, but I can't tell you what I'm going to add. Shh, it's a secret. But I hope you guys enjoyed this extra craft. Let us know if you like them. If you make a secret treasure book, I'm going to say don't post these ones on Facebook. This is one thing we do not want to see on the library website because, you know, it's your secret treasure book. If you want to take a picture of your bookshelf with your secret compartment book on the shelf and have us guess which one it is, that would be pretty cool. But until then, signing off. Bye, everybody.